Our final presentation this evening will be from the Rancho, California Water District. And if you've been reading the paper or watching TV, I'm sure you're all aware that we are in a serious drought condition. And there are some new rules and regulations that are discussed right now as being imposed before too long. So we're going to hear about water shortages and what we can all do to help.
Yes,
Please.
thank you. And good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. My name is Jeff Armstrong, and I am the interim general manager with Rancho, California Water District. And that's exactly what we wanted to talk about tonight is the drought. And not only to kind of really give you a picture of what the drought really is and how it's going to affect us, but what we're prepared to do and what we need the community to do as well. So I have a presentation that's about maybe 10 minutes. It's a lot. I'm going to try to do it really quickly to make it efficient. Also with me is our Assistant General Manager, Rich Williamson, and Megan Valencia, our Public Information Officer. So the first thing I wanted to do is just show you the area that Rancho, California Water District serves. Here's the city of Temecula. Our boundaries are this sort of red area out here. We go all the way out to the wine country, Glen Oaks, Vail Lake, and then to the west we go up to Murrieta, La Cresta, and Deluz. And so that's really the area that we serve. But for sure, we encompass the majority of the city of Temecula. As you mentioned, we're in a drought. 82% of the state is in what's considered either an extreme or exceptional drought conditions. And it's been brought on by 4 years worth of really record events from dry years to high temperatures to no snowpack to low rainfall. Rancho, California Water District is impacted by the drought. We have really three supplies for water. We have water that we import that we purchase from Metropolitan of Southern California. We have our local supply, a groundwater basin, and we have recycled water. And I wanted to mention that we actually use 100% of the recycled water that comes out of our sewer treatment plants to beneficial use for irrigating golf courses, parks, and landscape. So what I want to do is show you how the drought impacts our imported water and our local water supply. So first of all, our import water. Import water comes into Southern California down here in the yellow by the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. And they import water from the Colorado River, which comes from Lake Powell, Lake Mead, Lake Mojave, Lake Havasu, and then through the Colorado River Aqueduct into Southern California. That's one source of their water. The other source is Northern California and the Sierra Nevada mountains. And so this is really, I'm going to show you some pictures here in a second, but just to let you know how this works in case you don't. But the Sierra Nevadas is really our natural water reservoir. The snow that occurs in the wintertime melts during the spring and the summer, and it fills the reservoirs. And so as we go throughout the summertime, we take water out of the reservoirs. Lake Oroville, Lake Shasta are two major ones. We take water out of those through the Bay Delta and then down the California Aqueduct to Southern California. So very important is that as we're taking water out of these reservoirs that the snowpack is there, that snow melt occurs to replenish those. So this is where they take samples of the snowpack. This is April 1st, 2010. And so you can see the snow there. This is the same exact location, April 1st, 2015. And you can see there's absolutely no snow there. So this really gives you an idea of what the snowpack levels look like this year. This is a picture of Lake Oroville, one of our major reservoirs. This is what it looks like when it's full, and this is what it looks like in 2015. So you can really get a picture of how low these reservoirs are. This is a picture of Lake Mead. This is Hoover Dam, and you can see how the water level is when it's normal and full. And this is what Lake Mead looks like down below today. So the point of these pictures is to really emphasize that the drought and the impact on our import water supply is real. This is a chart that shows local rainfall. The line represents the average rainfall for the Temecula Valley. And these last 3 years, you can see we've been having not only less than average rainfall, but declining rainfall amounts. This impacts the amount of local water we have because the rainfall recharges our aquifer here. So what is the impact of all of this to us over the next year? Import water supply from Metropolitan is going to be cut by 15%. So effective July 1st, we're going to have 15% less water than we do today. That's been voted on and being implemented by Metropolitan. Our native well, because we don't have the rainfall to replenish the aquifer, we're seeing a 15% reduction in that as well. And then, as some of you may know, early in April, the governor issued an executive order to mandate a 25% reduction in urban water use in the state of California. The framework for how that's going to be implemented is under work right now. But as it stands right now, our region needs to cut 36%, and that's 36% reduction between June and February of next year. So again, the drought is real. We are really going to truly have less water to supply, to provide to our customers, and so we do need to do something here to respond to that. So what I wanted to do is talk a little bit about Rancho California Water District's drought response plan. We do have a plan, and that plan really has kind of three major components to it. We have our water budgets, and I'm going to go into that in detail in a second, and that's really the main element that we have in place to deal with the drought. We're going to increase our communication and education. In addition to that, we do have programs to help residents become more water use efficient, and I'm going to talk about some of those really quick as well. So our water budgets, every customer in the Rancho California service area, and really in this whole region, whether you're Temecula, Marietta, Corona, Paris, Menifee, everybody has water budgets in this area. And our budgets for our customers are all customized to each individual property. So it's based off of the number of people that you have living in your residence, as well as the amount of landscape you have on your property. And what those water budgets do is through those water budgets, we communicate what an efficient amount of water use is for your property. So what we are going to do is we're going to reduce those water budgets to a level that we need to reduce those to comply with the governor's executive order and the amount of water supply that we're going to have for this area. And that will probably take place between May and July 1st. I'm not sure exactly when that's going to happen. And the amount of the reduction, we're not exactly sure yet either, but more than likely what will happen is your indoor water budget will remain the same, but your outdoor water budget for outdoor landscape will be reduced to either 60, 65, 60, to even 55%. We're not sure yet. We need to still see what the numbers are. So it's going to be a significant reduction for the amount of water that you'll have for outside landscape. So this is a copy of a bill. And this bill, on every bill, we have our water budgets, and there are these graphs right here. And I blew this part up a little bit. Hope you can see this. But this is a really important part of your bill, and this is really something that you should pay attention to as we go through this period of time, because it's going to really help you understand what you need to do and what kind of water use you need to stay within your water budget and to help meet this target. So if you look at these bars, what you'll see is a dark bar. That represent, well, these are months going across the bottom. So this is January, February, March. You can see a dark bar. This is the actual use that occurred in January for this customer. The gray bar is what their budget was. So in that month, the customer was less than what their budget. They did pretty good. In February, the dark bar is a little bit higher than the gray bar, so they used a little bit more than their budget. And then if you look to the right, you'll see these blue bars over here. And what those are they're the forecasts of what your budget will be in those next coming months. And that's really what you want to pay attention to. You want to really try to adjust your actual water use to try to hit these forecast amounts in each of those months. And if you do that, you'll be doing what you need to do to stay within the reductions that we're going to have in place. So this is really an important part to pay attention to. If we don't comply and we don't meet the reductions, there are significant penalties that are going to occur. And to give you an example of what a customer would experience if they don't stay within their budgets, today a customer in Tier 1 for their indoor water use pays 66 cents a unit. They pay $1.50 in Tier 2 for their outdoor landscape. By July 1st, if they don't stay within their first two tiers, their efficient water budget, they won't go to a Tier 3 and pay $2.49. They're going to go up to an amount that could be up to $13 a unit. So it's a very significant increase in the cost that a customer will incur if they go outside of their water budget. So again, the key is to look at the budgets and stay within those. And I'll just mention, those are that increases are penalties that are being passed to Rancho California Water District, and we would collect those and pass those on to Metropolitan Water District. So communication, again, the budget-based tiered rates, those water budgets, they really do communicate efficient water use, so pay attention to those. We are really trying to increase our communication within the community to really help all of the residents understand what the impact is and what they need to do. And I have to say, we appreciate extremely the staff at the city. We've had a number of meetings with Aaron and with Greg, and they've been wonderful. And we're coming up with a number of ideas where we can partner together to really help the community reach this goal. So this is one of those opportunities, and we're grateful for that. We're working with them on getting some new signs out in the community. We've talked about having a drought workshop here because you get a lot more people here at the city at your meetings than we do at the water district. And so to be able to tap into your cloud and to draw people in would also be helpful. And then, of course, we're going to be reaching out to our customers, and there's also great information on our website as well. Additionally, during this time, there's another tool that we have in place that is now available on Google Play and will be available on Apple Store any day now. But we have 2 applications that you can download, and simply what they are is applications that you can download to your phone. And if you're in the community and you see examples like these of water waste and inefficient water use, you can take a picture of that with that application and just send it directly to the water district. We'll receive that, and we'll go out and investigate and talk to those to the residents or the properties that are doing that. So we also have a lot of programs to help customers reduce water use. If you go to our website, this is our main page, homepage. Right on the very top left is this brown button that says Drought Watch. If you click on that, it will give you information about the drought, and it will also provide information and links to programs to help you reduce your water use, become more water efficient. And some of those include things like free sprinkler nozzles that are more water use efficient, and turf removal rebates. And that's really something that everybody's going to need to consider, is reducing the amount of turf that isn't really functional at your property. And in addition to that, if you are not staying within your budget, you can contact us, and we'll send somebody to your property and help you look at what's taking place at your property and give you some ideas and suggestions, and also the programs that you can take advantage of to help reduce your water use to comply with and meet those new reductions. So last night, we actually had an award ceremony. We have this was wonderful, sitting here for the first half an hour listening to this chorus of this Temecula Children's Chorus. So we had a contest with children in the local schools, and K through 5 did a poster contest. That was really, they came up with posters on how to use water efficiently, and just when you look at the posters, what you found is that everything on every poster is something that if you read it and you did that, it would be something that would make a lot of sense. And they have just great ideas, and they're very talented. This one right in the middle right here is a picture of a faucet with gold coming out of it. And it says, water is like our liquid gold, and we should treat it as a treasure. So I mean, it's just really creative, great things. And then over to the right, we had a contest with high school students to design a kids menu. And so 4 restaurants in Temecula will have these kids menus for the whole year for their restaurant. And each one of them has activities for kids to do, and they're all water savings related and tips and whatnot. So anyways, just great stuff in the community to try and help educate the kids and for the future. So just to summarize, the drought, as you see from the pictures, it is real. We do need to reduce our water use. The main thing that residents can do is look at their water budgets and stay within those. They are going to be reduced in within the next couple months. And if you need help, contact the Rancho California Water District. Go to our website. Look for some information there.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. Do you have any questions, Mike?
Yeah, thank you. Nice presentation, very informative. I just have a couple of questions. When you talk about reducing the water budget, if somebody's already conserving, in other words, they're just going to be meeting their reduced budget. You're not changing the budget for the property, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, let's say a customer's already really efficient and they're staying underneath their water budgets already, and we reduce that water budget. If they're that efficient, it will have no impact on that customer.
Got it, okay, got it. And then how do you know what's indoor use and outdoor use?
So we don't really know the difference between what is being used inside and outside. We assume that the first amount of water that's being used is all being used on the inside.
So if I understand what you assign a budget based on the number of people in the household.
Right.
And then when it hits that, you assume that everything after that is.
Being used outside.
Is being used outside.
Correct.
Okay, real good. One other question. What if somebody was proactive and stopped watering their turf and let it go brown, and now rebates are available for having done that? Are they able to go back and retroactively do that? In other words, they were good people 3 months ago, they stopped watering it, now there's rebates, the turf's not there to tear out anymore.
Right,
What do they do?
So the way the rebate program is right now today, they would not qualify for the rebate. The turf has to be alive to get the rebate. However, there's a lot of feedback on that, and we're hoping that that is something that changes and that you can still qualify for the rebate.
Who would make
with
that?
Metropolitan Water District of Southern California.
Who would make that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's problematic if you can push for that, because, the propensity would be, well, I'll green it up again,
Right.
put in the application, and then let it go,
No, it's a good point. I mean, and what, we're going to be hoping that customers do even if you haven't done it yet and you do it now, I mean, we still would want you to qualify for the rebate, and we still would want you to take that action now today too to reduce that water use.
People have photos of their home. If they showed you photos of green turf and photos of letting it die, would that qualify, or is it still, you don't know?
Well, the way it is today is it has to be alive. So, but your point is very valid, and it is being expressed.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I have a question, Jeff.
Yeah, Mary Ann?
Thank you, and I know we met last week, so thank you for, double information. Are residents or users going to have an opportunity to adjust, or will they just get a surprise bill because they've gone over their allotment?
Yeah. There's not going to be a lot of time to adjust. And as much outreach as we do and communication that we do, what we find it's very hard to get the attention of everybody. And it's usually when they get the bill that somebody starts to see something and ask questions.
Yeah, so I know you're sending out bills now, and you've got things enclosed in those bills saying
Right.
there's going to be a major reduction.
Yes.
And why?
Right.
Okay, so, that's a little bit of notice, but,
Right, it is. And part of the problem right now is we still don't know exactly what the cut needs to be because the framework still hasn't been decided on yet. So it's sort of moving pieces still right now.
so will ratepayers actually have a chance to know what the cut will be before it's imposed?
Yeah, well, I think what we're hoping is that within the next couple weeks, we make a decision on what that cut's going to be, and we start communicating it immediately. And then, more than likely, it will be in effect by July 1st. A little sooner probably would help too, but you have to deal with the issue that you're, describing right now. We got to give some notice too.
Right,
Yeah,
okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Any other questions? That's about it. Jeff, appreciate you being here and great information. And all we can say to everybody is this won't be the first time you hear it in this chamber. And everybody has to do their part. So
Great. Thank
heed
you
the
very
word.
much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. The good news is, without a doubt, it will rain and snow again at some point, and this drought condition will be over. I remember when I was quite young, growing up in New York City, there was a similar situation, and the water company came out with two slogans. I don't know, I hope I can say them here, but they were all over TV. I guess I can say them. One was, don't flush for everything, and the other was, save water, shower with a friend. So while I'm not advocating that, I'm only indicating that it's not the first time an area has gone through this kind of a drought. It won't be the last, and the situation will certainly improve over time.